Hello world, welcome back. I'm piloting the exact same deck that I piloted last time. It's the Orzhov aggro list. If you didn't catch that video, then to fill you in quickly, Selfless Samurai synergizes amazingly with Serra Paragon, and then we have Shakedown Heavy, who's a warrior, so whenever he attacks alone, he gets lifelink, which is just a nasty, nasty mechanic. And the Bankbuster is like the real MVP in this deck. It is an aggro card most of the time that just brings the beats to opponent, but then every now and then it just turns on the value. We draw 3 cards with it and just laugh all the way to the bank. So let's jump right into some ranked games and hit Mythic today, hopefully. So yeah. And for our first opening hand of the day, we've got Blue Keeper. So no complaints here. Maybe I got some fancier lands going than this. Got the base lands in. Whoopsies. Not very Magic the Gathering player of me. Okay, so we're up against soldiers. I don't think we're in a great hurry to kill the recruitment officer, so let's drop the Bankbuster. Pass the turn here. Let me go like this. Okay, Athalia. So I think we're gonna go Hotshot Mechanic to crew the Bankbuster. Then attack with both, and we'll leave up Cut Down for whatever we might want to hit with Cut Down. And opponent's gonna double block. That's great. And just like that, I think we're in a great position. Opponent got absolutely 2 for 1. Okay. So, we have it all. We got another mana here. Let's play an underdog for 2. I'm going to use that to crew the Bankbuster, and we'll attack, and then probably opponent will block with Guardian of New Benelia, discard something to it, and in response we'll Soul Partition it. So he'll have to cast it again, and my guy will live, and he'll have discarded a card. All the while we've been growing the Hopeful Initiate, getting in for damage. We're gonna get hit for 7 here. Yeah, pretty good, right? Pretty good. It's the money tree bringing me luck. Thanks, money tree. So opponent down to 9. Our board's looking pretty good. And we could either keep smashing in, or I could start drawing with a Bankbuster. The opponent plays a Paragon. Okay. If I play this Hotshot Mechanic from hand, use that to crew the Bankbuster and attack with all, that'll grow the Initiate. Well, we don't really want to let opponent get to cast a bunch of stuff for free from his graveyard. We don't have enough pressure to kill him quickly here. Let's do it. Let's just attack with everything. Put as much pressure we can on opponent. If he takes his favorable blocks, as in Serra Paragon eats the Tenacious Underdog and Initiate eats the Mechanic, then he'd go to 2. So he takes 1 favorable block and 1 chump block. So he goes to 3. And we have some more value to get out of Tenacious Underdog now. Only gets to cast 1 thing from the graveyard, opponent on 5 mana. He decides to play a land. So he has an Intrepid Adversary. That makes sense that he wants some lifelink. Does he pump a counter into it? I wouldn't expect him to. Scoops it up. Game 1. Woohoo! Last little stretch here. Maybe this is the deck to take me to Mythic after all. Okay, so a similar hand to last game. We have a Hopeful Initiate turn 1 and some reactive plays and a proactive play if opponent does nothing, so gotta be really happy with this. And that's mono red, so this might be a decent hand to deal with mono red. We'll see what he's got next. He is on the play, so... Oh, that's not mono red. Ooh, Eater Virtue. Whenever a equipped creature dies, exile it. The equipped creature gets +2. And then it gives whatever keywords to the creature that's equipped with it, that the equipped creature that died with it had. Interesting. What's the equip cost? 1. So next turn he puts that on the Phoenix chick, and then in response, I go for Throat It? Or maybe I just put down Tenacious Underdog now so that the Hopeful Initiate can start growing, and then I don't even need to destroy it. I could just Soul Partition it, and it doesn't get any keywords like Flying and Haste. Yeah, so this thing will give Flying and Haste if that Phoenix chick dies, and that is really relevant. So it's good to know. We don't have to go for Throat It, we could just Soul Partition it, and we don't want to be giving opponent a 1 equip cost artifact that's going to give +2 Flying Haste. That's just nasty. Imagine putting that on, what's the worst target? Some nasty 3-drop. Okay, that's a pretty good opponent. Shakedown Heavy, but no time to do Shakedown Heavy right now. Gotta leave up Soul Partition, absolutely. Imagine Flying Haste on Shakedown Heavy. If he wasn't nasty enough. Hopefully opponent doesn't have Tamiyo's Protection or something like that. So the Phoenix chick has haste, so probably he doesn't cast it now. Even if he does, it's going to cost him 3 mana. Take a whole turn off to do that. Next turn, Hopeful Initiate's going to grow again. Hit for 6. And then we could consider just using the counters from Hopeful Initiate to destroy the Eater of Virtue, but not necessary. Not necessary. I think the plan is going to be hold Go for Throat until he tries to equip, and then in response to the equip, we'll kill it. Into Scrapboard Mutt. Interesting build from opponent. What does Serra Paragon change here? Could just attack with both of these, play Serra Paragon. Next turn I could leave up the double spell, Shakedown Heavy, and Go for Throat. That seems like a really high upside. Let's attack with both and see what opponent decides to do. He'll trade with the underdog, which means not only is he concerned about his own life total, he's less concerned with mine, because he's losing creatures in play. Like, you know, the Mutt could have obviously attacked us next turn if he was considering lethal. So, because of that, I'll play Serra Paragon and won't leave the mana up for Go for Throat, based on how opponent's playing. Once again, the Money Tree bringing us great luck in our second game of the day. Shout out to the Money Tree. I guess the Money Tree needs a name. I don't really know. Alright, so, is it worth me killing that with Hopeful Initiate? And Hopeful Initiate's a 3/4 right now. It's pretty good. It's gonna put 2 counters on things. Not a threat right now. think it'll be better to play Shakedown Heavy right now, honestly. Keep growing the initiate next turn. We smash for 6, opponent down to 5, we play Shakedown Heavy. We have Go for Throat Up to clear the path. Kill whatever kind of big blocker he might create or anything that's troublesome. Opponent with 5 mana available. Be the best thing for us if he played one big creature. Go for Throat It. The next turn we could haste out a Tenacious Underdog. And present lethal. He could chump. He'd have to chump 2 things to survive. Obviously, he could untap the Shakedown Heavy with his own attack trigger. But then 3 in the air from the Paragon will put him at 2. So both of these are lethal threats. There's a Simulacrum. Where does he put the counters? On the Epicure, that's good. Because we could Go for Throat It. That's less good. Okay, so in response to the equip, we're going to shoot that down. Now, we got 1 creature, and we've got him. Cast Blitz without Serra Paragon. Yep, lethal for sure. Good game, opponent. Deck is good, guys. I like this deck a lot. We're getting dangerously close. Let's try to finish it off. Yeah, with this hand, we get to go first. Only black mana, but with 2 lands. Okay, so there's 2 bad things, right? Only 2 lands and only black mana. But we have 2 Tenacious Underdog and a Go for Throat on the play, so that's very aggressive. We go underdog into kill their thing and just start smashing in for a bunch of damage. We're gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it. Doesn't look good, but when you think about it, maybe it will be good enough. Pretty resemblant of last game, and I instantly assumed it was mono red, and it ended up being a rule equipment deck. I don't know what to call that. Okay, has the first play with fire. There's a land. Not the land we want, but a land is still good. We draw plains now. We're in really good shape. Happy to have been on the play this time instead of the draw. One has a second play with fire, as they always do. So, will we get lucky on our draw? Lucky enough. I will definitely take that. Let's pass the turn. Opponent, Mechanized Warfare, perhaps? Ooh, Crucible of Defense, okay. Well, I guess we kill the things. We take 2 damage here, and we really need to draw land. Not black land. Or Phyrexian Fleshgorger, Shakedown Heavy. I mean, he's a really solid blocker that doesn't get burnt down. Not a good attacker right now, since we need blockers so bad, but hey. If we draw a white mana, now we could play the Selfless Samurai and do the thing. Shakedown Heavy attacks alone, gets lifelink, then opponent has to untap him, give us a card draw, and he's still a great blocker. I like that a lot. Yes, sir, I do. Let me do the thing just one time, opponent, just one time. Opponent must have Lightning Strike. We don't care. Not going to play around it. Definitely blocking. Every Lightning Strike that goes to a creature didn't go to our face. So, gotta be happy for that. Happy for something, right? Let's play the Samurai. Opponent potentially running out of burn spells at this point. 2 play with fires and a lightning strike? Ah, no, he's probably got a couple more. Play with fire to the face. Hey, opponent really wants to scry. Means he might be able to gas, so he leaves it on top. No one likes to see that. Now if he attacks while I block, I don't think I should. I think we're in a position that Selfless Samurai is a good attacker. When he attacks alone, he gets lifelink. So let's go ahead and attack. See if we get in for 2 and go to 9. Okay, opponent has another lightning strike. That's good. Let's count up this damage that didn't go to her face here. 3, 6, 8, 12. 12 damage in lightning strikes that didn't hit us in the face. Isn't that just great? Absolutely fantastic. Sound like my mom's new husband. He says that stuff all the time. He goes, fantastic. Oh, you gotta try this spaghetti. It's fantastic. Good guy. Alright, Bankbuster's in. We need some lifelink. Selfless Samurai will gain us some life over time, for sure. Opponent's out of gas. I don't think he's gonna hit us for 7 next turn. Let's draw with this Bankbuster. So why don't we attack with this Hotshot Mechanic? Kind of crazy, but I think it's time. Opponent could trade with the... Yep, he decides to trade. That's fine. I guess opponent could squeeze 5 damage out if he gets like a Reckless Impulse off the top and goes into Lightning Strike and a play with fire. There's another Lightning Strike. That's pretty painful. Opponent really regret me attacking, making me regret attacking last turn. Another Selfless Samurai up the top and a Tenacious Underdog. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. This time, certainly not attacking again. I could have crewed with the Bankbuster and attack, and that's what I'm talking about, but definitely leaving up 2 creatures in case of the same shenanigans as last turn. Crew. And opponent does Rending Flame, deals 5 damage to target creature Planeswalker. Okay. Fine. I'm not going to sack Selfless Samurai to protect him. And I'm not going to block with Selfless Samurai either. I want to gain life more than anything here. So, let's play this Initiate. Go to combat, attack with just the Underdog, so that the Selfless Samurai triggers, gain 3. Back up to 6. And it's going to be a tough road for opponent. Going to be a tough road. Oh, what a great draw. Probably the best draw he could have had. Well, he picks a burn spell here. Does he go 3 to our face? Or does he go 3 to one of the creatures? Goes for the Samurai. So in response, we'll sack the Samurai. Give the Initiate unblockable. Or, sorry, indestructible. At least we're not dead. We go to 4. We draw Shakedown Heavy. Well, we're obviously playing Shakedown Heavy, but are we attacking? That's the real question here. Opponent's played so much removal here. Six, 7, and then that one a second time, so he's played 8 removal spells. That's insane. I say removal, you know what I mean, burn. Okay, here's the argument for attacking. The more draws opponent gets, the closer he gets to hitting what he needs, right, and winning. If I attack with both It'll at least grow the initiate. We'll get in for 5. Opponent's at 12. We have clock. But if I attack with both, then opponent gets in for 2 damage for sure. And then play with fire does it. I think we've seen maybe 4 play with fire here. No, just 3. Yeah, just 3 play with fire. And then lightning strike would also be lethal. So let's just attack with the underdog. Just get in for 3. If opponent attacks with both, we'll do a chump and a favorable trade. Just kind of barely hanging in there. Okay. Let's attack with Shakedown Heavy. Probably just take 6. Doesn't want to untap him. He's too good of a blocker. So that'll put him down to 8. Then we could play Hotshot Mechanic. Oh. Not sure. I'm not sure about that decision, opponent. But I won't complain. Certainly don't have the life to spare to cast Tenacious Underdog from the graveyard. Oh god, I'm so scared. 3. 3 is a bad number. This is 7 damage. Which means we got lethal next turn if opponent doesn't kill us right now. But come on, he's gotta have it, right? He doesn't have it. We squeezed this win out. Oh man, we did. We squeezed this win out. And I really mean like just barely squeezed that win out. Take that, mono red. 3 win streak with the Orzhov aggro deck. Didn't get to play it like an aggro deck this time around. Obviously, we had to play slow. We kept 2 lands. And we were like, maybe we could out aggro opponent. And instantly, it was mono red and we were on the defensive. All the burn spells in the world. We got a bit lucky. I think opponent misjudged how many creatures he has to kill. Like, I think he could have gone face a few more times there and maybe squeaked out that victory. But yeah, hey, GG. I think we piloted it just well enough to win. See that smile? That's the smile of you're on the play. We love this hand. Hotshot Mechanic, Soul Partition. It's gotta draw 1 more black, but I mean, even if we don't, we should be okay. So we'll keep it. Always get a little bit excited when I get just a few wins away from Diamond. Ooh, opponent on the double mulligan. Uh-oh, opponent. You might get aggroed out. Do need another creature. Something to put pressure. But just the Hotshot Mechanic's a good start. Ooh, life gain. Tough deck to beat. Let's offer opponent the trade here. Probably doesn't take it. And we'll go underdog. If he plays a Voice of the Blessed, we'll Soul Partition it. Opponent has a tapped land, okay. Maybe not the life gain deck I was expecting. Attack with both here. Opponent takes it again. Get in for 5. I guess we'll play the Selfless Samurai and ship the turn over. No need to hit anything with Soul Partition just yet. We'll save it for when we need it. There's the Voice of the Blessed. Very glad to have saved the Soul Partition. Let's think about it for a moment. Perhaps we could attack with just underdog. It gets lifelink, not that we need the life. Then we play the other underdog. Then next turn we could hit the Voice of the Blessed with with Soul Partition. And our board's grown. I like that. Let's do it like that. We miss out on 2 attackers this turn. but we set ourselves up for a bigger attack next turn and kind of give opponent a false sense of confidence that his Voice of the Blessed is growing and he could invest in that one creature to save him. Is this music way too loud? Loud for me. Okay. That's bad. Oh, no, it's fine. Because Soul Partition, exile, so indestructible doesn't matter. And a cut down. Great. So let's go Voice the Blessed first. And then I think we'll attack with everything. It's fine if opponent blocks a couple things, including the Hotshot Mechanic. Okay, so he decides to take everything. We'll keep up the cut down past the turn. Kind of a free win here, honestly. Opponent plays Brotherhood's Edge or something, comes back and wins the game. I'm like, ooh, free win. Opponent gains 1 life. He's going to give the Escort lifelink an attack for 1. I think we'll kill it in response. He'll have 1 less blocker, won't gain 1 life, and we'll win the game. Good game, brother. I mean, usually I just take these bad games, I cut them out of the video, but when we're this close to Diamond, I'm like, well, I'm gonna say no. That was a pretty bad game, honestly, but yeah, keeping it in just because it's relevant to where we're at in the standings. GG. Oh man, I want this so bad. Let it be the 1, please. Okay, we're on the play. We're not gonna get burnt down by mono red. We're gonna resolve a Bankbuster, draw into some white mana, and just do it. Okay, we drew another swamp. This hand operates fine without white mana. We might be okay. Okay, it's not mono red. They have a Bankbuster. And we drew white mana. Okay, 2 options. Hopeful Initiate, and then draw with Bankbuster, or Phyrexian Fleshgorger crew attack. Let's go. Let's get in there, right? Why not attack for 4? It's so aggressive. We're on the play here. Opponents played a Bankbuster, so we know that they're gonna want to try to draw cards and get some value. Let's try to win before that happens. Okay. Hotshot Mechanic, crew the Bankbuster. Attack with both. If I had another white mana, I could play the Initiate as well and leave up Gopher Throat. Let's okay, let's go. We're getting aggressive. We're not even worried about drawing since we have all our land drops already. Not time for drawing cards, it's time for Orzhov aggro. So opponent takes 7, he's down to 9 already. Let's play land for turn and pass. Are we gonna kill the goblin pre-combat so that he doesn't get the treasure? What might he do with the treasure? He could cast Burn Down the House. That's like the worst thing. I say we do it. Let's get rid of that thing right now. Before we just give him an extra mana to ramp into something bad, like, we don't know what's gonna happen. Opponent's got a mitt full of cards, it could be anything. Brotherhood's End. Ah, oh, damn. Great draw off the top. Great draw by the deck. Yes, deck. Crew. Oh my god. Opponent's on 5 life. Let's play this Initiate. God, imagine it's another Brotherhood's End. If he has another one, he has another one. Like, well done, opponent. Not gonna play around. Not gonna play around that. Opponent passes the turn. Okay, we could crew with the Bankbuster. Yes! Actually, yes! Yes! Oh, yes, dude. Genuine big rush of dopamine, just feels good. God, it took so long. What a grind. Not gonna lie, lost like 4 games in a row and went to Diamond 2. Just had to play like 30 games over like 2 hours of just grinding Mythic to get back to Diamond 1 win from, and then start recording again. And then we got it. Feels so good to have done it with Orzhov aggro. I'm really glad with the decision we made early to not even draw with the Bankbuster at all. Bankbuster, the real MVP once again. Somebody just commented on one of my last videos, said, Bankbuster, the real MVP. Shout out to you, Mark Shaw. Once again, it's all the Bankbuster hitting Mythic for us. Well, the Sprint to Mythic is over, but it's good because now we get to play extra janky homebrew decks in Mythic. And we don't really care. I'm not going to try to finish top 500 or anything crazy, because in order to do that, you really got to pilot the best decks. I'm going to play whatever the hell I want, the craziest combo decks. Maybe I'm even going to play that one opponent's combo deck that had the chaotic transformation. I'm going to play some cool stuff. Thank you guys all so much for watching. If you made it this far, it really means a lot to me. Click like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Have a good one.